Hi, my name is Tiffany Reid and I'm here to show you one of my favorite trends from the runways for Spring/Summer 25. I like to call this one Tiny Dancer, or as everyone know it, the TikTok girlies, social media girlies, Balletcore. So Balletcore takes its cues from the graceful and ethereal costumes worn by ballet dancers, bringing a sense of refinement to fashion through fabrics, tulle, lace, and sheer satin. This style exudes a dreamy feminine charm, incorporating elements of tights, tutu skirts, and ballet flats. So when we're talking about Balletcore, we have to bring it back all the way to the 1940s and the 1950s. So once Christian Dior launched his era defining the new look, which consisted of clinched waist and full skirts, often accompanied with layers of tutus, it was a collection that celebrated the distinct return of femininity and allowed women to embrace their softness during a time where women were finally out of the trenches of World War II. Style icons during this time were Audrey Hepburn and Brigitte Bardot, which both wore items like tulle skirts and ballet flats all the time. In the 80s, the public fixation on power dressing was the thing. They had a fixation on multiple things like power dressing, dance, movement, and the idea of more is more. Think about those shoulders. The one celebrity that truly embodied this was Madonna with the release of her album, Like a Virgin. You cannot think about ballet without thinking about Like a Virgin, where she referenced dance wear with tulle skirts, ballet-inspired bodices, and draped tops. Ballerina fashion in the 80s had a tougher edge to it. It was something new, a new edge. Now, moving on to the 2010s. In the 2010s, ballet-inspired clothing took on a new meaning completely. We saw a revival of ballerina-inspired trends, especially in the designers who began experimenting with more youthful and playful styles. Ballet-inspired clothes like ballet skirts and soft sweaters and tulle dresses became common in high fashion and street style. Yes, we saw it in street style. But the biggest reason why everyone wanted to adopt the ballerina aesthetic was Black Swan. I'm sure you all seen it, and if you haven't seen it, you saw images on Pinterest, on Tumblr, you've seen it somewhere. Black Swan became a cult favorite, making teens fixated with the ballerina lifestyle, or their idea of this glamorized version of it. By wearing the messy bun, opaque tights, and sheer wrap skirts, American Apparel, Marc Jacobs, and Miu Miu were incorporating ballerina-inspired elements into their collections and saw a huge spike in sales. It was a moment. Now in the 2020s, TikTok and Instagram, my social media girlies, began this trend with Balletcore. We all know what it is, it's been everywhere, which consisted of ballet slippers, shrugs, leg warmers, and anything with ribbons. Balletcore drew inspiration from this off-duty dancer making their way from home to the studio. Some of the biggest fashion moments included Miu Miu's release of the satin ballet flats. You couldn't find them anywhere, they were sold out. And brands like Simone Rocha, Sandy Liang, and Shu Shu Tong coming into the industry really solidified this trend. It girls like Lily Rose Depp, Olivia Rodrigo, and Kendall Jenner further cemented the trend and were part of the reason why soft girl and coquette were terms linked to Balletcore. Everyone was obsessed with this romantic and hyper feminine fashion. Now I'm gonna walk you through some of my favorite ballet-inspired runway looks. The ballerina-inspired aesthetic is the most viral trend in high fashion. Right now, we'll see how long it lasts, but it's been going on for quite some time. Designers have been incorporating elements such as soft pastels, tulle, and sculpted skirts into their collections. This trend is not merely about traditional ballet attire, but rather a modern reimagination of the ballet discipline and structured through avant-garde shapes and exaggerated proportions. The ballerina-inspired trends in the Spring/Summer 2025 runways is not just about literal interpretations of dancewear, but rather a fusion of femininity, movement, and the contemporary styling. Now first, let's talk about Colleen Estrada. Colleen Estrada's look embodies the whimsical side of Balletcore, incorporating a plush, bubble-like miniskirt that mimics the shape of a tutu. The juxtaposition of the plaid wool jacket and the formal button-down shirt paired with the miniskirt symbolizes how fashion could be both graceful and rebellious. Just looking at the skirt alone, get ready to shop it. Buyers are definitely going to seek this one out, so you'll see it in stores soon enough. And it'll allow you to create your own ballet-inspired outfit by just styling the skirt with whatever you already have in your closet. It makes it accessible beyond the stage. I mean, that's basically what I'm doing today. Now let's talk about Ferragamo. Though Maximilian Davis is one of the few young designers at the helm of a luxury fashion house, he is a clear example of how the youth had their finger on the pulse when it comes to trends. For the Spring/Summer 2025 show, Ferragamo's approach to the ballerina trend is pared back and sophisticated, focusing on muted tones and referencing to dancewear. This look seems to have been taken out of a professional ballerina's locker and plopped straight onto the runway. Bit of a departure from the tutus and the pink that we've been seeing on some of the other runways. The model here is wearing an opaque, form-fitting leotard, a unitard, and a wrap skirt, evoking the look of a dancer's rehearsal outfit. There's no tutu or no tulle in this collection, but the reference is crystal clear and allows us to view the ballerina aesthetic in its simplicity and its beauty. Now moving on to J.W. Anderson. J.W. Anderson has never swayed away from the unconventional silhouettes and the theatrical interpretations. We know the aesthetic, it's his thing, and he's a master at it. His take on Balletcore is bold and sculptural, and his bell-shaped dress is a clear reference of a traditional tutu. There's no gimmicks to his designs, and this look is a perfect example of that. This look emphasizes the shape and the volume of the ballerina, but strips it from all the feminine tropes that it's associated with. Now getting into Simone Rocha. Simone Rocha has been long known for her romantic and feminine designs. She embraces the softness and gracefulness that women possess and transforms it into garments to speak a narrative of vulnerability and strength. This is also a common theme in ballet, where dancers must appear fragile yet secure. Who can do that? I can't. But here, the look encapsulates ballet in its simplistic elements, bows, pink color palettes, and sheerness. Rocha's take on the trend is deeply poetic and emotional as it calls out for your own inner ballerina. If you couldn't act on it as a child, then Rocha is inviting you to embrace it now. So for my last but favorite look, I want to talk about Vaquera. Vaquera's look is perhaps the most theatrical of them all, embracing the drama and brilliance of the ballet world. The look includes a billowing skirt and a bullet cone-shaped t-shirt with a fur stall. A streetwear-inspired look that definitely has an interesting spin on Balletcore. I dare somebody to wear that cone-shaped bra. And again, a direct Madonna reference, by the way. Now, if you can only imagine what reaction this would create when wearing this. It's an exaggerated movement that would give the impression of a dancer mid-pirouette. It's beautiful, it's powerful, and it's a commanding look that will make sure you get the attention. So now I'm gonna walk you through how to actually wear this trend. This is my attempt at it. Although Balletcore is not necessarily my thing, I do love a crop top and a skirt. And so nothing's more Balletcore than a full flirty skirt like this. But there are some people who go a little bit bolder when it comes to this trend, i.e. like my beautiful mannequin here. Don't you love her modeling the trend? This tulle skirt is actually meant to be worn as is. It's not an underpinning. It's not to be worn under anything else. It's supposed to be a sheer skirt. Now, the way I wanted to style this was with a button up so that, you know, you cover the bits that you don't want to see. I would even opt for something a little bit longer if you're scared to go that sheer, but also you can throw it on with a tight and a little ballet flat like I have here. Tons of designers are making these ballet flats that people love. I've seen them in pumps and flats and little kitten heels. Like, invest in a good ballet flat because actually it's never gonna go out of style and you're gonna wear it all the time. Super comfy and really easy. You can even pair it with jeans and whatever else, and really versatile for you. Now let's move into some other ballet-inspired pieces like this bodysuit. You can never go wrong with a bodysuit. I love it because it's no fuss, super easy. You tuck it in and you're done. You don't have to worry about pulling or things getting out of place. But again, just a really simple, clean, streamlined blouse that is ballet-inspired. And you also can wear this with jeans or anything that doesn't even feel like ballet, but it's just a really interesting staple to keep. So designers have been leaning into not only tulle, pink, frilly bits of the ballet inspired stuff, but also the warm-up gear. This is something that a ballerina will classically have in her closet, something that she's wearing to and from the gym, to and from the studio. It's a gray wrap sweater that really leans into the simplicity of the warm-up style of a ballerina. So I showed you a bodysuit, a wrap sweater, and some classic full skirts. But this is one of my favorite items that I own in my closet. It's this Comme des Garçons full skirt that is fully ballerina inspired. And what I love about it is that it's dark, it's edgy. Comme des Garçons is known for their avant-garde style, but also leaning into something a little bit more soft and feminine. You can't feel it, but you could probably hear that there's some tulle underneath it that gives it a really nice shape. And again, I really like being able to play into the edginess of it and then the soft feminine style. And this trend might not be for everybody, but if you try, there's a little bit of it for everyone. Like I said, this is definitely more of me. I'm more of a black swan than a pretty and pink girl. Have fun with this trend. Balletcore, little tiny dancer. Bye.